Howdy, it's Nate Jackson again. It's Nate Jackson again, celebrating Criterion number 10. We're at the 10th entry in the Criterion collection. Can you friggin' believe it? It's number 10 in the Criterion collection. I am, of course, the Criterion collection reviewer guy person doing all sorts of Criterion things on this channel. Well, mostly just reviews, but maybe we'll do something else. Maybe we'll do short films based on things once I find a movie that hits me. Of course, there are over 600 entries, so eventually maybe we'll get one that will spark a short film or something extra, or skit, spoof, blah blah blah. But for now, it's number 10. And number 10 is, of course, as you may well know, because I plugged it last review when I did Hard Boiled, this thing they call Walkabout, Mr. Nick Rogue. Walkabout, 1971, 100 minutes, color, mono, yeah, so, Walkabout, it's this one, I don't know what to think about this one. I mean, I'm coming hot off the presses of two cool action shooter films with the cool cinematography, the shooting through the eye, and the guns pointing at each other, it's just, then we get this existential, oh my god, it's art. Nudity is art. Oh my god, it's underage, but it's cool because it's a film about art. It's about existence and innocence. So basically, let's just do the plot, because pretty much the rest I have to say. I actually took notes on my phone, so I'll actually refer to those as we go. Well, but first I'll just give you the basic plot. These two kids go out to outback in Australia, and then their father goes crazy, starts shooting at the sun, and then blows himself up in the car. And so they're left to force to fend for themselves. And they go out and they go and try to survive in the wild, and they do a bang up job doing so. And about a little under halfway, almost a little less than about an hour before the movie's over, they meet a black kid, or an aborigine. Well, I say black kid because he's credited black boy, girl, white boy, and black boy. Yeah, or at least that's how they credit it. And of course, he doesn't speak any English. He just speaks his native language. And they try to communicate with him, and they become, they follow him around, and they kind of trust him as a follower or something, hoping that he'll bring them to civilization, and blah blah blah. And and then they become friends over time, and he cooks food for them, and he has fun with them. He throws the brother up a tree, and he swims with the sister, and she's naked, and then I guess he eventually falls in love with her, and he does this weird ass dance outside of his house they eventually find, and he does it all night. And it reminds me a lot of a little dance that Kramer does in the one episode where he dates Elaine's roommate, and he ends up smashing, going to the hospital after he smashes the glass coffee table, because I think it was the windshield coffee table. And so so it just reminded me of the dance he does. And he ends up killing himself because I guess the girl wouldn't accept him, and in the end they eventually find civilization, and then the girl grows up and marries, but she can't help think about the time that she was naked with her brother and the black boy. That's basically it. I can't really tell you much more. Let's see, Nick Rogue. What can I tell you about Nick Rogue? This is one of those films that really makes me think that I made a mistake doing this. I mean, it wasn't too long, but I just sat there and thought, oh my god, those white people up at Criterion just have a fucking field day with this. And, honestly, if you're watching these in order, like I do, I mean, if you're getting a picture, I mean, I don't know if they were picking these in a certain order. Considering Seven Samurai is number 2, and that's a lot of people's favorite, like, in the Criterion collection thing, a lot of people still pick Seven Samurai as one of the greatest films of all time. You figure that they were trying to get ones they could. I mean, maybe they had to release Grand Illusion first because, because they could get the rights sooner than they did to Seven Samurai. But I mean, just like the coherentness of the order, rather. I don't think there's any kind of like coherent pattern or anything like that. I mean, they must have done the 2 John Woo films because they they're next to each other, and there you go. But Walkabout, number 10. Walkabout. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because it was English. It's probably this is the second English film we've had, I think. I mean, we have French, Japanese, English, Lady Vanishes, and then Italian, French, or Four to Close. Oh, A Night to Remember, of course. A Night to Remember. That's no shit. I can't even remember what the languages are. Who cares? Anyway. No, A Night to Remember was in English. What am I talking about? So it's the third. This is the third English movie we have. Well, okay. Well, now I'll refer to my notes. Let's see. What were the scenes? Okay. Father shoots up the kid, blows up car. Of course. What the fuck was that about? What the fuck? Seriously. I was like, oh my god, this kid. Why is this guy shooting at his car? There's like, and they give you very little backstory. Absolutely no backstory, actually. They show the girl doing breathing exercises, what sounds like Lama's class, and they show the boy, I think, walking home from school, and then they show the father coming home from work, and he comes in, he looks at his wife, and they don't say anything, and he looks out, and he sees his kids, and they're playing in the pool, and the next thing you know, they're out in the outback driving, and flies are all over him, and he's trying to do work in the car, and he's got his binoculars. And before you know it, he's shooting at his son. And then he's shooting at his son, and he's like, come on, we gotta go. Come on, we gotta go. And then he pulls out the gas can, and you think, oh, okay, because at one point you see that the gas tank is empty, I think. Or whatever RES means on an Australian car. But no, like, and you get no sound, kind of like, I don't think there are any explosion sounds. It's like you see the girl, like, the girl and boy hiding, and they come up, and they, soon as, and the next thing you see is the car is on fire. The dad is sitting upright, all bloody, like from the burn or something, and he falls back and dies, pretty much. And it's like, I'll do this for another minute. Yeah, it's just one of those scenes that just like, what the fuck? Was he really emotionally that stable? Was his life that fucked up to do that to his kids? Were his kids that much of a problem? Come on now. Come on, Rogie. Or, I don't know. There's probably backstory in the book, because it's based on a book, but fuck, I'm not gonna read it. Well, actually, considering I'm interested, I may, well, Wikipedia. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course, the black kid has no subtitles. I mean, well, understandably, you're kind of supposed to be, the, what's they called, the gateway. The children are supposed to be the gateway for, viewers or listeners or whatever. So, I guess that's kind of understandable that they would, really not want to, give him, let you know what he's saying. Supposed to figure it out just like them. This is a game. We're playing along. Oh god, there's a stupid ass scene with the at one point you see like weather, these people measuring the weather with weather balloons, and which the black kid and the kids eventually find one of them, and the black kid gets scared when it pops, and I laugh at it. But stupid scene, like they're out there, and there's a woman and there's these guys who speaking Mexican and Spanish, I think, and it's like they're playing cards with naked women on them. They must be horny because at one point you see, the guy, the one guy's talking. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna go back to someplace." As he's walking away, like this woman crosses her legs, and they all like do this, huh? And the camera shoots to them going, huh? Like one at a time, and then it cuts to like the inside of her blouse that's kind of open, and they try to show her breast, and it's just like, and at one point they cut loose one of the weather balloons, and it's just like, and I don't know if that's supposed to like get it so that the other guy with her runs after it, and so they get a chance to see her or rape her or whatever. And then of course there's the scene with the, just all these, just weird ass scenes. And there was one other scene I wanted to comment on. Oh, okay. I'm gonna be Criterion for a minute. I'm gonna talk like, well, I'm not gonna talk like one because I'm not that hipster. But I am gonna mention something that I noticed. I was noticing that at one point they find that abandoned house, and I find there's a scene, of course, where shortly after they get there, you see that the white girl, the girl stays in the house. Black guy is out, cooking, and he comes in. One point he comes in, and they kind of avoid each other. There's a scene where he kind of passes by her, and they kind of like look each other down. And it's like, whoa, it's like, oh, it's kind of cold. She stays in the house, and he's like walking, and she kind of like just kind of walks around and avoids him, and like is very cautious around him. And then at one point she leaves, and then she's like, I forget what she calls him, Aku, because I guess her brother ends up learning how to communicate with him better than she does. So she eventually learns from her brother, and blah blah blah. So yeah, but she eventually asks him for water. He's like, "Agua, go get agua." You understand? It's like, and just this white woman in a house asking black guy for water to go out somewhere and get asking a black guy who stays outside most of the time for water. One idea came to mind, and I'll just I'm not gonna tell you what it is because I'm sure you're all intelligent people. I'm sure you're all fucking idiots, but you're not idiots. No, trust me. Only yeah, I won't get into that. But anyway, let's just say it struck a nerve, and I felt like a Criterion man. Oh Lord, have mercy. I was like, oh my God, I get what Rogue is doing. Oh my God, it's dun dun dun. 7 letters. So yeah, that's basically all I'm gonna say about this one because we're at 13 and a half minutes now. Basically the plot, I mean, it made sense, but it was just Nick Rogue's cinematography. He focuses a lot on the animals and weird shots where the shot just freezes at no point and then it resumes again. It was just really dizzying, and I just didn't get into it. Yeah, it's just I didn't like this one that much. I mean, not even the. I mean, it was easy to understand, like I said, so I can't give it an F or anything. It wasn't the worst movie. Well, I can't say it was the worst movie I've seen, but C minus. I'm sorry, but I didn't like this one very much. I mean, I really liked David Gold. How do you pronounce this guy's name? I'm gonna pronounce it the way I see it. David Goldpilil. I liked his performance. But apart from that, what the hell is this movie about, really? Supposed to figure it out for yourself, I guess. I can't explain it to you. Oh my God, go see this movie for yourself and figure it out. Bullshit. That's why I'm here. To tell you about these movies and whether they suck or not, or how important are these movies really. But anyway, so that's the movie. C minus. Watch it if you really need to, but Go back. Just let's have hard boiled. Let's have another John Woo film. How about that? Okay. Supplements. Two pretty simple supplements. Just two 20-minute interviews with Lou Roque, who played the boy, who's actually Nick Roque's son, Roque's son. And then an interview with Jenny Aguilar, Gutierrez, who played the girl, and an hour-long documentary with David Goldblum about his work, because he had a really substantial amount of film work after this movie. I mean, I think this was his first movie. He's been in a bunch of stuff I didn't realize he was in, like Rabbit Proof Fence, which I'd like to see someday. Movie called The Tracker, all kinds of stuff. Mad Dog Saloon, I forget. There's another one, Mad Dog Michael, I forget. But yeah, so that was kind of interesting. It was kind of cool. I mean, he still lives a very naturesque life. You know, he still lives with his family, I think, or like in a little hut, you know, that he made himself. So he doesn't like moved out of his native land or anything like that to live in a big Hollywood lifestyle. You know, because he's rooted. He stays rooted. I mean, he can, of course, he can speak English, you know, very well now. But you know, he still has a deep connection with his roots. And I thought that was really cool. It was a pretty cool documentary, and everybody had really nice things to say about him. And I thought that's awesome. So, if anything, it's just for that documentary. I think it's pretty much worth it for just for the documentary. So, if you get a chance to get this version, don't get just the movie version. I mean, I don't know. This is the remastered version, or the reissued version that they did in 2010. I think the original one came out in 1999, 2000. So I don't know whether or not the supplements are on that one. Oh no, they're not, because all the supplements came out well after. In fact, the interview with the boy was done especially, I can speak English, for this DVD thing, this DVD package. C minus. You can skip this one. Yeah. And I know a lot of people will disagree with me, but I need plot. I'm a plot guy, and all this extensionism, all this draw your own conclusions is bullshit. I mean, sometimes it could work, but like not when the movie's so universal. Number 11. I don't remember what number. I believe number 11 is either The Seventh Seal, This Is Spinal Tap, or The Silence of the Lambs. I think Silence of the Lambs is 13. I think the next one is The Seventh Seal. And then number 12 is This Is Spinal Tap. And then number 13 is Silence of the Lambs. And yeah, we won't get to that one. I'll probably do it in 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks probably before I get to the next one, number 11. So yeah, this is it for now. Maybe next week I will do a little video about a couple of I have a couple of Criterion DVDs which I've been meaning to show off in a little mini video. So maybe I'll do that next week just to tide you guys over until I do the next one. So for now, yep, that's it. Go watch Walkabout if you have to. Otherwise, just watch another David Goldblum film. Go watch Rapid Proof Friends and tell me what it's like, because I'd like to see it someday, because I think Peter Gabriel did the soundtrack. I'm like, yes, Peter Gabriel. So yeah, for now, that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks with, I believe, The Seventh Seal, or number 11, whatever number 11 is. So until then, take care, and don't get lost in the outback, because you may be eaten by a kangaroo or something. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye.